There's something very humiliating about asking for help. I don't know if humiliating is the right word. Maybe humbling. I'm the type of person who always gets complimented on their resilience. Everybody's always like, oh, you're so strong. You're still going. And it feels like when you're seen as the strong one, the one that is capable of going through hardships and coming out on the other hand, it's almost like you can't ask for help for fear of disappointing people, being a fraud almost. These past few years have been very difficult for me because people have been complimenting my resilience and my success, but none of that success or resilience has translated in stability. And when I say stability, I mean financial stability, but I also mean just life stability. This summer, I fell into a deep depression. Like, you know, the type of depression that affects your memory, where you just spend days being completely stuck, where things that are supposed to make you happy, it just doesn't really feel like nothing anymore. Where you just don't feel, you know? It's like stress has taken over my body in a way that is like just super overwhelming, you know? And that stress is because I've been in Canada for 14 years, but long story short, I never got permanent residency. I jumped from visa to visa, you know? So long story short, I'm waiting for a permanent residency, and until I get it, I cannot work. I cannot work a regular job. I can only do, you know, like sell the rights to stuff, copyrights, based stuff, and performances, basically. So I've been very limited in what I can do. And it's been very difficult because, you know, my wife goes to school full time. Life is expensive. And when your income is not stable, when you don't know if you'll be able to like get opportunities, it's very difficult to like, yeah, have that peace of mind. You know what I mean? Especially because it feels like it's out of my control. I do not have any control over how long it's gonna take the government to give me permanent residency. You know what I mean? I've had to refuse so many opportunities related to my career that it feels almost like I'm not meant for it, you know? Like, I know how hard it is to get those opportunities in the first place. I got them, and I can't say yes. I have to turn down so many things. And so it pushed me into this place where, like, what's the point? If people cannot even hire me for most things, and performing and just being a recording artist, like the things I'm allowed to do, those industries are falling apart in a way that like it just costs more money than it gives you to be an artist now. Before the pandemic, I used to make some money with shows and stuff, you know, and nowadays it's just so difficult. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? And what's the point of pushing myself and working hard? Like everybody says, if you work hard, you're gonna succeed. I'm not allowed to work hard. And people who know me know that like I'm addicted to working. I'm addicted. Like, I love what I do. I love being a creative person. I love making music. I love writing. I love acting. I love all of these things are what makes me happy. And most of them I can't do. And so it got to a point where like this summer my phone got cut. I was owing $1,000 to my lawyer. My bank account was in the red. Like I was just struggling to keep up, you know? And I felt worthless. I feel like I'm stuck and I'm in this place where like I can't move, and I see everybody just like passing me, and I'm like, can I please like start the race too? Like, can I please try and get like to where I want to go, and everybody else is applying for grants and stuff like that, and I can't do that, you know? So I got to this point where like I was feeling like that. I was worthless and everything, like so much stress, and yeah, the depression was deep, and I was feeling very ashamed as well. Even though none of that is in my control, I was feeling ashamed, you know? Like, I've always been in this situation of like struggle because of this. And it's been difficult for years. It's been a very complicated journey. I feel like I'm in this position where I'm not contributing enough to my friends. Like, I'm not taking them out to eat or whatever. I'm not like, I can't do activities that other people do because I don't have the funds for it. And so I've been feeling very much like, yeah, when you feel like you're the burden on your friends and stuff like that. But then, like, I decided to ask for help. I made a post on Facebook. I was like, let me put my pride aside, because right now I'm struggling too much. Like, the last straw was that I saw that my deodorant was gone and I didn't have money to replace it. Like, it was gonna die the next few days, and I'm not running out of deodorant. There's no way I'm gonna walk around those streets smelling like BO. So at that point I was like, okay, you know what? Now you gotta ask for help. And so I did. I asked for help, and I posted that, and then I turned off my phone and I didn't look at it for a couple hours. I was like, okay, let me just not think about it. Like, I asked for help. I'm gonna set my phone on the side, and yeah, we'll see what happens, you know what I mean? So I did that, and when I came back, people had helped. People that I did not know, people that I knew, people that I've known like 15 years ago almost, that I haven't talked to in 15 years, like, found my Facebook randomly and decided to help. And it was so 48 hours later, I had enough money to pay my bills, and I had enough money to pay the debt that I had to my lawyer. I'm back at ground zero now. Like, nothing has changed when it comes to that, you know what I mean? But my bills are paid, so my phone is working. My lawyer has been paid, so like, that's some stress off of my shoulders, you know what I mean? But honestly, I think the most important thing is that it taught me that I'm not alone, and that I'm not as worthless and as I thought I was, you know? Before that, I truly had a moment where for weeks I would tell myself that I didn't matter, you know? And it's not like I didn't matter because I didn't have people around me or friends or whatever, because I have an amazing wife, I have some amazing friends, and yeah, I still felt like I didn't matter, that my work didn't matter, and that, oh, I'm gonna get my papers tomorrow, but then I won't be able to do nothing because nobody cares, and like, I'm so late, you know? And for me, that's the thing. I've always felt like I'm late to depart, you know what I mean? But this showed me that, like, no, I'm not, because I've already departed, right? And so if you're one of those people who donated, and if you're one of those people who helped, like, thank you so much. I don't think there's words to explain, because I have struggled, like, using words to describe, like, how I feel a lot of the times, you know? That's why I make music. But yeah, like, I'm so grateful because I needed the recognition, the validation, you know what I mean? I really needed that. Because yeah, mutual aid is not just financial, right? It makes people feel like they belong in the community, because oftentimes when you're not at the same level as others, like financially and stuff, like, it's very easy to feel like you're not welcome, because you can't participate, because you can't be around people. Like, it's very shameful. And so mutual aid just helps the most marginalized between us realize that, like, no, like, you belong in the community. And so that's what y'all did for me, and that's why I'm grateful, you know? Especially because I know I look strong. I know I look like I have it all together and stuff like that, but the truth is I really don't. I really don't, you know? The only thing I have for sure is love. I have a lot of love for my people, for my community, for my friends, for my wife, for people who I don't know, who are just people in general. Like, I'm surrounded by love, and I have so much love to give, and I feel like maybe my success hasn't been measured in money or stability like I wanted to, but when it comes to love, like, I'm for sure I'm blessed, and so maybe that's what matters the most, you know what I mean? I'm not truly that alone afterwards, you know? After all. No, it's after all. Yeah. But the one thing though is, like, I realized I don't have nearly as much love for myself as I thought I did, because I'm not gentle with myself, you know? Because I blame myself for things that are out of my control, because I'm not patient with myself. And I think it's important to remind ourselves that asking for help doesn't mean that you're weak, right? It means that you're strong. Asking for help is a form of self-care. It's a form of love towards yourself. If you love yourself and you're in a situation where you're struggling, you have to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help, and you should be asking for help because that's what community is for. And when you're in a situation where you feel good and you have it together and stuff like that, then it's your turn to help somebody else, you know? And maybe there's millions of ways to help each other, even if you don't have money, you know? And I realize that I'm not a burden because I help people all the time, just not financially, at least not yet, but like I help people all the time. I'm the director of the Trans Mass Choir. I do a lot of like community initiatives and stuff like that. And I tend to like look at it like it doesn't matter because I'm not hiring a bunch of people and paying rent to a bunch of people and stuff, but I am bringing people good. And I think that's good. You know? And so I think that like even if you're struggling financially and whatever, and you feel like you're worthless and you feel like you're scared to ask for help because you're like, oh, but people can't ask for it back, there's millions of ways where I'm sure you're already helping, because it's people who are very empathetic who tend to think that, right? There's many of ways where you're helping. Just your presence in this world is helping. Just be good to the next person, you know what I mean? And loving yourself and asking for help does not mean that you failed. You know, if anything, it means that like you're succeeding, because everybody who had a successful career or whatever, they failed, you know, and they've been helped. Nobody did it on their own. Self-made does not work. Like, it's not a thing. Everybody was boosted by a community at some point, right? And so you might not think that you're successful, but if money was not a thing, would you be successful? Like, did you do things to make yourselves proud that have nothing to do with money and fame? Because in the end, I know I did. So yeah, I don't know. This video was meant to be a thank you. It's turned into like a philosophical message. I'm not making this video to give a lesson to anybody, you know, that's not my goal there. I just wanted to like challenge myself to be more vulnerable, because I think that's something I need to do more. And I think maybe talking in front of a camera and actually talking about what I'm going through is gonna help me do that. I've been having a hard time even writing songs that are like as vulnerable as I would want them to be. There's a lot of things that I'm like keeping inside that I'm trying to like, yeah, I'm just trying to be more open. So I figured, why not make a video? It's more vulnerable than just a Facebook post being like, thank you, you know? So if you're seeing this video randomly and you've been struggling and you've been feeling all those things, you know, like shame, like you're a failure and things like that, let this be the sign that it's time to ask for help and that it's okay to ask for help. And I promise you, it's worth it. I wanted to end on a very cheesy note. I think I did that right. Alright, so to all the people who donated when you saw my Facebook post, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've been able to sleep a little more at night, which is very nice, just knowing that like some of the things have been taken care of. It's just the beginning, but yeah, you know, if you want to donate, you can send money through PayPal, through e-transfer. You can also go on Bandcamp, on the Transgenders Bandcamp, download the music. It's free, but you can decide to donate money, so please do that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, I guess. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can subscribe and stuff. I don't really have an outro yet, so bye.